Hi, I thought I'd do some crafting today. Thinking about making some mushrooms. I've made these ones already, different types, mushroom tags. So I thought I would make some of these. This one here is layered. So I've got some dyed, a watercolor dyed paper that was in yellow, I think, to start with. And I've got some not news, book page. And then I've collaged a stem of the mushroom, cheesecloth and some papers and a little button and also a little book page number there. And then I just backed it onto some actually packaging from a duvet set. So I had some of the spare, so I backed it onto some cards. So it's quite sturdy and quite nice to slip into a pocket, a journal pocket. But I'm using at the moment, I'm just displaying them on my shelf. So as they're just little fun autumn projects. There, see, I put some journaling space on the back there. And this one I haven't backed onto card yet. It's still on the flimsy collage type paper that I use. So yeah, I thought we could make some of those. I've got some card here as well that I could use. Yeah, let's make some mushrooms from this. So we're gonna make the cap, I think it's called actually, of the mushroom. I think I would like to use some of this fabric. I think that would look good. So first I want to create a template. I'm going to just freehand draw this mushroom shape. Trying to get it as much on the paper as I can. That's my template. So I am going to randomly pick out a shape. I don't have any chalk. Let's see if I can use a pencil. Probably should pin it, actually. And so I'm going to use a needle because it's what I have handy. Just to have it and hold it in place while I cut around it. So I'm just cutting around. So there's my mushroom cap. And I'm going to stick that onto card. If my glue wants to work today, it's a little bit too much. All the way around. And on the bottom. So I probably should have done the base first, but never mind. We're doing it this way now. Because I usually do the base first and then put the cap over the base. But we're doing it this way today. So I'm going to put this in the middle of the card here. Find something I want to use as my base. I quite like this. So I'm going to cut this off, measure it roughly to here. So I'm going to make the base a bit wider than the top. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to put that there. Look, and it's also made a perfect mushroom already now. I would like to ink it. I can use those bits later. And yeah, I just like to ink the edges as it gives a little bit of oomph. And I think it also adds to the shading as well. It gives it a little bit of that natural shading. Distress ink, vintage photo. So I'm going to glue this. I probably should have, I'm doing everything wrong today. I probably should have a bit of paper underneath because I'm going to squidge it with my finger so it goes right to the edges because I don't like any peeling edges. So we're going to put that like that. And then we're going to slip it underneath so it looks like the cap is over the top. That's just luck. I'm going to squish it all down to make sure it's all stuck. I might need a little bit of glue under here, look. Just to make sure that it doesn't matter if it's not flat, because the mushroom, you know, the lumps and bumps add to the texture, just like that. So here's a mushroom. You could, I mean, you can make it smaller and add it. You could leave it like that, but I want to make these as a mushroom shaped tag. So I'm going to cut it out carefully. I'm leaving a little bit of a gap because I think it adds to the effect. I probably want to back it with some more heavy duty card. Fussy cutting. The more you fussy cut, the better you're going to get at it. I'm doing this very quickly, but trying to leave a little gap. Oops, a bit too far out. It's better to leave a bigger gap and go back in than to leave a smaller gap and then regret it, right? I think that's really cool material effect, and especially as the material is patterned. Let's do one on this card. I want to sandwich, I'm going to take some more of this card here. I might make a smaller one. Maybe we can make a mushroom card. And I've got this piece here, so that would work already. I'm going to ink this. It's lighter at the top, that's fun. And this to here. And I'm first off, I'm going to cut off the bottom, because that makes life easier. And then I'm going to cut around the edges.
It's just a rough cut. Doesn't have to be too neat, because you can always neaten it up afterwards.
So I've got mushroom shape. It may be a bit big now, actually. It's too big, look. Tied it up a bit. And I'm not really worried about wasting it, because I can always use these scraps in something else. That fits on the card, yeah. And then that is going to be my base. Look at that, it's awesome. I like that. So I've done like a mushroom card here. Now you could sew that on there, but I'm still not going to. I'm going to glue it again. Wax some glue on here and smush it with my finger. Probably there's a little bit too much glue, but see, that's a good job I used the backing paper, so it doesn't matter. This on here. A little bit away from the bottom. Like that. And then I'm going to see what this looks like. I might quite like the idea of having it on an angle, right? I might even fray the edges a bit. See if I can do that. Yeah, look. I even ink this edge if you wanted to, especially if it was like a light colour. And some people like to use sandpaper as well. That helps to ruffle the edges a bit. I'm going to stick some glue on this all the way around the edge. I'm not going to stick it in the middle, because I find if you stick glue in, well, this glue anyway, in the middle on a on fabric, it goes like soggy sometimes. So this is a really good universal glue. And then I'm going to carefully plonk it down here. Got mushroom on there. Look, it's a mushroom card. Isn't that fun? Okay, it's very like basic, but you could use that in a journal as it is. You could decorate it a bit more. You could put a sentiment down here or on here. You could even use it as a note to put in a swap to say thank you. That's awesome. So I made 2 mushrooms today. I could also cut this out again and make it into a journaling card, but I think it's fun like that. Both with fabric and both with bases. Let's make another one. See if we've got any more time. I'm going to make one more, and I'm going to use some paper scraps, maybe even use some collaging. So because I have this book page here, and I have some master boards, and I have some squared paper. So I'm going to do it on the reverse. It looks more like a jellyfish, doesn't it? And cut it out a bit more precise.
Does look a bit more like a crab shell. And then like wonky mushrooms. But more fun.
And we could do on there. That would look quite well. Yeah, we'll stick that on there then. So a bit of glue, light glue. Make sure it goes into the edge, into the corner, into the excuse me, into the corners, and I'm going to just whack it on here like this. I quite like that because this paper is quite thin, so I can see what's underneath a little bit. That's quite fun. That's on there, and then I'm going to take these scissors and I'm going to cut around the outside. That's going to be my cap, but yeah, that'll be okay. So I'm going to stick that onto there on that side, because then when I cut it out it'll be stronger. But I want to find a base first, so I think I might use some book page. I'm going to have to collage it because it's not quite right, but let's take this bit off first. I quite like the numbers, so I'm saving those. This is quite long, I don't really need all this, but maybe this bit would be better because it's like shorter. Oh, thinner, should I say. It's still quite a bit chunky, but maybe some of them can be chunky. That doesn't look too bad. I'm actually going to taper it so so it has more of a trunk at the bottom, is that right? Like an elephant foot. Right. And now that's got writing on it. Now I know most people probably can't translate that. That's probably a good idea because I don't know what it says. So I'm going to collage that with some material and some scrap paper. But first I'm going to ink the edges. There you go. Maybe we should put some ink around here as well while I'm at it. So that's the mushroom concept, right? So I want to put some detail on it. Oh, I quite like this. This looks quite nice. Put this off then. Glue it down the sides as long as it doesn't rip. And I'm going to put that in just in the centre actually, because then it'll hide the words. What can I put on here? Maybe some lace on here. Maybe some fabric. I do have lots of this, and I thought maybe I could try some strips. So maybe I could do some strips like this, right? And this would make it more interesting. So let's have a go, right? Bit more neater than that though. And then another bit would be there, okay? Somewhere here. And then this bit would be there, like that. Would that work? Maybe. Where's that book page? I could get the book page going the other way.
So we've got this length and this length. So trim this bit off. And we'll cut some bits off. Like this. And the one maybe? Yeah. That might be a bit thick.
Or yeah, I think I'll do it on here first, start with. There. And then I'm going to stick that on there like, oops. I'm going to stick that on there like that. And then I'm going to put this in here. Like that. And I'm going to put glue on top here, over. Oops, so this one and then here as well, probably. So this is going over there, so that one and that one. And then I want to get another bit. Cool if this was about mushrooms, but I doubt it. And here. And here. And then I can put that down on there like that. And the glue goes on top. Right? And then I need another one. And that's gonna go here. Oh no, here. No, I'll probably put it here as well because I'm not gonna put another one there. So there. And then gonna go on top of that like that. And then get my another bit of material. So that's gonna go there. There's glue there and glue there. And then I'm gonna glue this one here. Like this. It's a little bit complicated. It is complicated. Complicated. So like that. So it's like a lattice. Yeah. And then I got room for one more and then I can snip these edges off. So what we got here, so we can snip these off. I'm gonna do it in the reverse. I might put a bit of glue on here just to hold that in place. So I'm gonna snip these paper bits off, and then it doesn't work. So that's my look. See, that looks quite nice. I think that looks quite fun. It's a bit dark maybe, and then that's gonna be the base underneath. Yeah, and maybe we could have put some fabric on there as well. What do you think? Do you think I should? Maybe if I cut this off and make it so it's jagged still. If we put this on here, just in that gap, right where the, and we could still have it so it's, you can still see the paper underneath. Have it too far over. But I want to be able to see a little bit of book page at the edge there. Got a little bit of fabric in there. Right, so I'm going to put this on here on the other side so it's stronger, so we can have it as a journaling card. I've done it wrong again. Look, see, I've put the the cap first, so I want to do this bit first and come over with the cap and then put with a little edge again. I need a bit of glue on that. There you go. It is like quite plain now, but it's certainly different. I could still go in and colour these in the squares in and put little green dots or little red dots to make it a bit more colourful. It's a very long video now, and I'm going to cut this out. Made some nice things today. We've made these, and we made a little card. So yeah, I enjoy this. I mean, I can put some more ink on the back of this. Would look better if it was inked on the back, I think, anyway. And it finishes it off and it gives it some sort of shading, some finishing. I'm more inclined to use it. This one, like I said, needs backing, but you could just put that on a cover of a book, right? This is my journal page. Let's fold it in half. You could have that on a cover, right? You could have that at the bottom of a page and just glue this part, or just glue half the part, and then you could have it as a tuck, right? Maybe that's a bit. You could have it so it sticks out like that across the page, like this, and it could be a journaling space. You could use the back area and journal in it like that. Down on a page, you could journal on this and write your a quote or a poem or a prayer or a saying or some notes on the card at the front. Anyway, It's time for me to drink my tea and say goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next video. Ta-ta for now.